Hello, everyone, and welcome to 2024. This is Talking Games. I'm Andrew.
I'm Kelly. Happy 2024, suckers!
Whoa, you just ringing the new year with hate.
Sorry. I mean it in a nice way.
Saying the opening different felt like my skin's crawling a little bit.
Yeah.
It's episode 117, and besides some bits, I have never said it differently. Ever.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be a trend.
Yeah.
2024. Maybe that opening will change.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Anything could happen in 2024. It is a leap year.
It is a leap year, as Final Fantasy VII Rebirth knows.
It does knows.
Welcome to part 2.
Welcome to part 2. It's 2024. There's a lot of twos in that. I guess there's the same amount of twos in 2024 that there is in 2023, but 4 is made up of two twos. Do you see what I'm saying?
I think maybe we should just tell people that this is part 2 of the 2024 preview and stop talking about math because I don't think you're good at that.
I love math. My favorite part about math is saying, here are games that were announced for 2024, but what are their release dates? And doing calculations in my head to try and determine what their release date will be, which is what we're going to be doing for this episode.
Yes. I love this game. I love this game. I wish we could do it more than once a year somehow.
Yeah, me too.
Especially with it's going to be fun. This is going to be a good one. Let's kick it.
Yes. So we're starting off strong. Arc 2. That's right. Arc 2 starring Vin Diesel has a 2024 release date. This was first announced in 2022. We have seen hide nor hair of it since. I don't think this game is coming out because it was supposed to come out in 2023, which it did not. So I fear that it will not be coming out in 2024. But I'm just going to say, right off the dome, August 15th, 2024. What do you think? I want to start strong with just a real definitive boom.
Okay, I have a really definitive opinion.
Okay.
I think this game is canceled. I'm not, it's not a bit. I think this game is canceled and we just haven't heard yet.
Yeah, it seems like it's just, I just feel like there would be, I'm sure this was a very expensive game to make, right?
Yeah, but
Vin Diesel?
they released Ark Survival Ascended, so the series is still making money.
Right.
So I'm not going to say a date because I genuinely think it's canceled. That's my guess. I know that's kind of breaking the rules a little bit, but
fair enough.
And I don't care. Even if it comes out, I don't care. I have nothing to say about this game.
Yeah, I don't think this will be in my library. A game that might be in my library is Avowed from Obsidian, which is also slated to come out in 2024. Not really sure. This feels like a summer game to me, but part of me feels like if it was a summer game, we probably would have seen it at the Game Awards or something. Yeah. So maybe more like fall. I not necessarily excited for this game, but I think Obsidian does really good work writing video games. They created one of my favorite video games of all time, which is Fallout New Vegas. Different team, but a lot of the people stick around at Obsidian for a long time, which is something that I learned. So yeah, this is a high fantasy adventure, first-person adventure game. Yeah, I'm gonna say maybe September.
Okay. I am actually very excited for this game. I think that this looks like what I wanted Starfield to be, like an interesting, which is silly because they literally made a space game, but there's weird alien races. I mean, they're just fantasy races, but there's a lot about this that I think is hitting. It's looking like it might scratch those Bethesda itches that I've been having for a long time.
And the best Bethesda game was an Obsidian game anyway, so.
Yeah, so I have a feeling this might be really, really good. And also, it's on Game Pass. Play it day one, and you'll play it day one on October 10th.
Oh, okay, October 10th. Okay, I like
Yeah.
that. You
'Cause
said
I
it
have
was so definitive. I thought even for a moment I was like, did they just release did they just say the release date like just now as we're recording and Andrew just found out?
No,
I
I'm
like
just
that,
confident.
October 10th.
I
Very
do think,
nice.
because I think for me, I don't think we'll hear anything about it until the June showcase from
Mhm.
Xbox, and then it'll be like a nice little like, oh, it's not that far away.
Yeah.
Because I think it looked pretty darn finished when we saw it in June of 23.
Yeah. I
So
think it could probably use more polish, but I think anything can.
exactly, I think they probably just are giving it as much time in the oven as Obsidian needs, and they probably asked for another year. You know.
Yeah. The next game coming out, well, alphabetically, is a game called Baby Steps. You play as a guy who is kind of a flop as he flops around. It's kind of a, what was that game? Quap.
Yeah, it's made by a Quap guy,
It's the Quap guy.
and it's Bennett Foddy.
Thank you.
He made a what was the other one? Getting Over It.
Getting Over It.
Yeah.
Yes, where you were the little guy in the pot and you had to like climb up a mountain.
Yeah.
He just loves making people mad, which is fun. This game did not get a release date. It got a summer 2024 window. I'm going to say August. Like
Okay.
August 6th.
I was imagining like July 15th because in my brain this is the Stray of this year, which it's so different, but Stray was a July release. So for whatever reason my
just
brain's
like a
so that
PlayStation
weird little indie.
big indie. Yeah.
I feel like if this game would be great as a PlayStation Plus launch game. You know, if they put it on PlayStation Plus Extra, it seems like it's really fitting for that, but who knows? You never know with them, genuinely.
Yeah. Next game alphabetically, we've got Beyond Good and Evil, the 20th anniversary edition. Hold on. I'm getting real-time information from my sources at the Talking Games headquarters.
Sorry, I was changing information on Kelly's screen.
This got a release window of early 2024. Well, I've got news for you guys. Early 2024 is in, well, you're in it.
I was going to say, it's now.
So I'm not really sure. I think if it was really early 2024, we would have seen it by now. So I'm going to say it probably got delayed to like fall. And if not fall, then it got delayed till 2025. I just think it's crazy that a 20th anniversary edition of a game can get delayed. But stranger things have happened.
I think it'll just shadow drop. Because the nature of it, I think they're probably going to shadow drop it in like February.
Okay.
Because I think, well, let me see when it actually came out, like the exact day. Could they do it? They might be able to do like literally the 20th anniversary. That would be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
Sure.
Beyond Good and Evil, the video game. Oops. Because it's a book.
Oops.
Ooh. And ooh. Am I right? Well, it came out in 2003. So intrinsically, it came out November of 2003. So never mind. But it did come out in Europe on February 27th. So maybe February 27th.
That's nice. I guess we'll see.
We
I
will.
have no interest in this game.
You don't? I guess that. I'm very interested to play because I've been wanting to play it, and then when I heard rumblings of this 20th anniversary edition, because I have it on my Xbox, I literally was like, well, I'll just wait, and hopefully it's a free upgrade, even though I already have it. So,
What if it's not?
what if it's not a free upgrade? That would make sense. Actually, it's Ubisoft. I don't expect Ubisoft to be generous.
Yeah. Well, someone you can guarantee is maybe not generous. Nope. Doesn't work. The next game alphabetically is Foam Stars.
Yes!
Which is a Squeenix title.
Yes!
Do people still call them Squeenix?
You do.
Coming out for PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. This was Square Enix's answer to Fortnite. A question
And
that was not
Splatoon.
posed. I don't know. This feels like a summer game to me. I feel like it might come out in the summer. because it's like a big party game. But I think if it was coming out in the summer, I feel like I know I keep saying this, but I feel like we might have seen it. We probably should have seen it by now. But, I mean, we have seen it. It just doesn't look good.
Well, I think I do think the beta, because the beta was, a few weeks ago. I think the beta was like late November, and very few people talked about it, and the ones that did were like unimpressed. So I think maybe the reason it's quiet is because they were trying to gauge release date based on reception. Like if it was really well received, they'd be like, okay, it's out in March. But maybe since it's not well received, it'll be like, I'm going to say September 1st.
Okay. I just feel like I don't really feel like there was an industry need for this game. It's very much Splatoon, but
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see, I guess. And Square is kind of a big release in February, so
yeah, Square Enix could be really busy next year, depending on what they got. In the tank.
Okay, this next one's going to be a little bit complicated, but I need you guys to just walk with me, okay? Hades 2 is coming out eventually. Early access is summer 2024? What does that mean? Summer 2024. What is your opinion, Andrew? I'd like to hear you first because I feel like you're more informed on this game than I am.
I mean, it's coming to early access summer 2024. That's definitive.
But what?
I don't know how much of the game will be like finished in early access. Is that what you're asking? Essentially, like how close to finished is it?
Sure.
Because like the original Hades, when it came to early access, you could play the whole game, start to finish, but like the overarching narrative threads were not there yet. So, like, you could go all the way to Hades and fight Hades, but, like, then you would just restart.
Whoa, spoilers. Come on.
What, that the final boss of Hades is Hades? Sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
No, it's cool. I just, like, you ruined everything, but it's fine.
I don't know a ton. I know that the trailer we saw last Game Awards looked really, like, being Game Awards 2022, looked really good and polished, so I feel like our early access might be, like, June, and then hopefully the game is not that far behind. I hope it doesn't sit in early access for years. You look like you don't feel the same.
No, I mean, I just feel like early access is so vague. Baldur's Gate 3 was in early access for 3 years, so
that's why I'm getting scared. But at the same time, like they're not
very different.
They're very different. Yeah, it's kind of hard to compare.
Do you know how long Hades was in early access for?
Yeah, that's what I'm checking right now. December of 2018 is when it released in early access, and the full game came out in September of 2020. So it was almost 2 full years. But
if the game was if you could play through the game,
yeah,
you're getting a lot of value out of early access.
And Supergiant Games is much more giant now. Like Hades was such a big deal. Right. So I feel like Hades 2, I don't know. It might be in early access for a long time.
Let's just pray. Let's pray.
I will, and I might buy a Steam Deck and then not have to pray.
Very true.
Do you have a guess? Because I said June 5th. What do you say?
June sounds fine to me.
All right. How about we got a game called Little Nightmares getting its 3rd entry.
What?
Before we talk about it, let's just say guesses because I have a pretty clear image in my head. Let's say it at the same time.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
September
October
18th.
Oh.
I'm not looking at the days at like the day of the week at all. So
I'm not either.
Just saying words.
I just assumed Halloween.
I assume a little bit before Halloween because September's a big month. But
yeah, you could push Halloween stuff all of October.
But I like October.
I mean, our release, we just said days that were two weeks apart, so it's basically the same guess. But right. I'm excited to play this game. Which ones have you played? Have you played any of the Little Nightmares games?
Mm-mm.
What? No. That's weird to me.
I'm too scared.
What? Coward.
Just kidding. It's a joke. I'm joking. I'm not actually too scared.
I hope that it is good. I liked Little Nightmares 1. I think Little Nightmares 2 made certain things better and certain things worse. So I hope Little Nightmares 3 takes the best of both. It looks like it has a very, very distinct visual style. So I'm excited to see more. It might be earlier than we expect to, because the last time we saw it was a pretty extensive 20-minute preview. So maybe this game is closer than we're anticipating. But we have not heard hide nor hair. So who knows?
Who knows?
Another game we have not even seen yet, but is slated for 2024. Lollipop Chainsaw, the remake. You go first, Kelly, because you look like you have a clear opinion on this.
I don't think this game is coming out this year. I'll say that much.
Do you think it's coming out?
Sure.
You're allowed to say no. I already did that once.
I feel like we might see something towards the end of 2024.
Okay.
I just feel like when this was announced, there was like excitement surrounding it. But I also feel like there's literally been nothing. And I feel like that's not... I mean, I don't think it's a bad sign, but I don't think it's coming out in 2024. That's all. It's just you look at some of these games and they look like full, complete games. And then you've got stuff like Lollipop Chainsaw that doesn't even have like a screenshot. So...
Yeah, but it has a name. It's called... I didn't know it had a name now. It's called Repop.
Repop? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh
So
my God.
I'm gonna say August 5th.
That's nice.
I think it's gonna be a summer game.
You love those fives, don't you?
Why do I just keep saying fives?
Yeah.
I guess my brain just like assumes that 5 makes sense. A game that we found out about at the Game Awards this past December was Lost Records, Bloom and Rage. This is the new game from Don't Nod, the studio behind Life is Strange. This looks like a game in that foray, but a new idea, new story. I'm way more excited for this game than I would have expected. I'm indifferent to Life is Strange, especially at this point, but I do think that this trailer really got me intrigued. I think it looks like an interesting little spooky game. I doubt it's that scary, but I think it has some really interesting themes that they're teasing in this. And it's supposed to come out late 2024. That's the window that it gave. So I think it'll probably be like November 15th. Crap, that was a 5-2. So
I think it'll be October 23rd.
that makes sense, I guess. I hadn't thought about that. What do you think about this game? I know we talked about it a little bit before the Game Awards, but like, are you interested?
Yeah, I think so. I think I liked Life is Strange. I liked the Life is Strange games. I look forward to playing a similar type of game with different characters in a different setting. The original Life is Strange is sort of the OG, in my opinion. Like, it's the best. And then Life is Strange 2 was okay. And then I actually never played True Colors. But I've seen it. I've seen a lot of gameplay and story stuff. So, I don't know. I'm excited for sort of a new foray into a new universe, so to speak. So I probably will be playing this when it comes out.
I think the visuals are really nice too, in this trailer
Yeah.
at least.
It looks good, and I think the concept is interesting. We talked about it in the Game Awards episode, but it kind of reminds me of Yellow Jackets, which is a show about a girls' soccer team that goes missing in the woods, and they have to like cannibalize each other and stuff.
Wow.
Not that I think that will be happening in this game, but the
No.
spooky, like cultish elements seem to be there, and so I'm excited about that.
Yep. Here's a game that was part of the China Hero project. This game was revealed in what, 2016? 2015?
Goodness me.
Oh my god, I'm checking right now. But this game's called Lost Soul Aside. This is made by Bing Yang, a Chinese team that PlayStation is partially funding to make this game come out. It's inspired by the Final Fantasy 15 reveal trailers. Like the way that Final Fantasy 15 said it was going to look when it was announced. Also, this game was announced on July 30th, 2016.
Wow, that's crazy.
Um, I don't think this game's coming out this year.
How do you even make a game like that? How do you start development on a game in 2016 and then have it slated to come out in 2024? Like, doesn't the technology change in those 8 years?
Yes, which is why it takes so long, because they keep pivoting. Like, even the trailer I linked you, it's pivoting to show off how it's now using GeForce RTX. And it's like, oh, well, none of this technology existed when you started development. And I mean, to be fair to him, he was one guy, and now he has a studio called Altazero Games. Like, he was all alone, and now he has a whole team.
Yeah. I agree. I also don't think this game will be coming out this year, but I do think that it looks interesting.
Yeah. It looks so good that it's like, it's in the same boat as Black Myth Wukong, where I'm like, this is not a real game.
Yeah.
Like, it looks a little too good to believe at times.
Yeah.
But hey, who knows? There's a chance that we'll get surprised and it'll come out. So I'm gonna say November 20th, 2025.
I was gonna do that bit.
Sorry.
I'm gonna say March 15th, 2025.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's more optimistic than me.
Well, what can I say? I'm an optimist.
You know what I'm optimistic about?
What?
Metaphor Refantagio.
Ah.
This game is coming out in the fall. This is the new game from Atlas and the Persona team. I'm sorry, not the Persona team, but the team behind Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 5.
Right.
Because we have to specify. I am so pumped for this game. We talked about it a ton at the Game Awards, but like, I was kind of excited, but the newest trailer we got was just so interesting, and we learned so much about it, and I think it just solidified itself so much for me. So I'm absolutely stoked to play this game, and I think fall is probably going to mean September 22nd.
Okay. I think I'm of a mind that it will come out November, but it might get delayed to March. That's my thought.
That makes me sad.
I don't want that to happen. I'm just saying that I can see that happening.
Yeah. My hope that you're wrong is simply because the Persona team has been on a roll with the dates they've been putting out, and Sega at large. Like, Sega at large has been hitting almost every release date they announce.
Yeah.
So I got my fingers crossed. But I mean,
I got my fingers
November
crossed
would
for
also
you.
be like a soft delay, because like that's winter. So it's like, well, then
Right.
it would have missed its fall already. So I don't know. I really, 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 really hope it's this year.
Me too. I also hope that.
Something I'm pretty confident will be this year: Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. This is a full remake of the GameCube classic, and I think it's gonna come out in May on the 21st.
I was going to say May.
I have a very defined reason I think it's May.
Yep.
Because I think around probably like March-ish, they'll probably be announcing a certain console, and then they'll want to be pushing it really hard in June, and they'll want this game to already be out so they don't have to stop talking about the new games for it.
Yeah, I would agree. I agree with you.
Like, I wouldn't be
That's-
surprised if this game was done and they just have it waiting for like a proper time to release strategically.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, it looks done.
Yeah. Another game that's coming out in 2024, Penny's Big Breakaway. This is from the studio behind Sonic Mania, but they're making a 3D action platformer about a girl with a yo-yo. Unbeknownst to me, this actually got an early 2024 release window. I didn't know that. That's news to
Oh.
me.
Well, clock's ticking.
Clock's ticking. I'm so excited for this game. I think it looks so cute.
It does look cute. I feel like we're looking at like February.
Yeah, I feel like this could shadow drop. Like, if they have a February Direct, I wouldn't be surprised if they showed this and then released it within a couple weeks. So
Yeah.
I'll just agree with you there. Yeah.
I'm saying big old F for February.
It looks like it could be really, really good because a good 3D platformer just absolutely slaps for me. So it could be that if it's proper, and I think that team really knows what they're doing, the Sonic Mania team.
Yeah. One game that we have seen for 1,000 years now is Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. That is slated for 2024, according to a trailer we just got at the Game Awards. To me, this strikes me as like a late summer kind of game, so I'm going to say like August. But I'm also of a mind that it could be a holiday game. I don't think it will be, but you can play it day one on Game Pass.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow you. August.
I just don't think it's not like I mean it is like a scary game, but it's not particularly scary, and it's not like
they don't want to market it as a horror game because it's scary because of psychosis. Like that'd be kind of out of touch to be like, it was a Halloween game,
right? So I'm gonna say August, and then we'll see.
I'll agree with you.
Next on our S list is the long-awaited Silk Song. Yes, Silk Song, the sequel to Hollow Knight. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but I do know that you can play it day one on Game Pass.
This poor game. Oh, the poor fans.
Yeah,
they've been waiting for so long.
Yeah, I'm
gonna say November, which is disappointing for the fans, but I think November.
I'm gonna say July.
Okay.
If only because I think that it's going to build off of some Summer Games Fest hype. Not Summer Games Fest, Xbox Showcase hype.
It could be Summer Games Fest. The last time we saw, I mean, it's an Xbox. It was announced in an Xbox Showcase. It was re-announced, but it's on coming to everything. So,
yeah. So we'll see. We shall see.
Not soon.
Yeah, I fear that this game has been pushed into the corner for a very long time.
Yeah.
Our next game up next in the list of S's is Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl. This game was announced, I don't even know, 2 years ago, maybe? A year ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago. It keeps getting pushed.
2 years ago, keeps getting pushed. But it is, as of now, as of 2 weeks ago, well, 3 weeks from listening, slated for quarter one of 2024.
Yep, so, guessing feels kind of silly on this one, considering it's like pick one of three, and it can't be January.
Yeah. I think it's March.
Yeah.
I think this is an interesting game. I think it's been pushed back a lot for many different reasons. I know it's made by a Ukrainian studio.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine that there's been some difficulty there. I never played the original Stalker.
No, I haven't either. The only reason I really got invested is because when something says day one on Game Pass, I'm like, okay, I'll look at it again.
Yeah, so you can play this day one on Game Pass.
I don't think it's coming March, though.
On March 15th. I keep saying my birthday. On March 15th, 2024.
I think this game's coming out in, like, August.
Yeah, I think summer is likely as well.
Yeah. December 8th, 2022 was the release date, by the way.
Oh, my gosh.
The planned release date, I should say.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so it's gotten pushed for so long. So it was revealed in 2021. It was revealed that first E3 we watched, remember?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Ugh. Well, I don't even know what to say. A lot has happened in the past 3 years. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
Our next game is Stellar Blade Epic. I almost said Stellar Blade Epic 9 because the thing you have linked is Stellar Blade Epic 9 minutes exclusive trailer, and
so you just started reading it?
Yeah.
Stellar Blade Epic 9.
Yeah, this was the sort of, I don't know, would you call it Bayonetta-esque? Just because she has a big ponytail and a skin-tight suit.
I mean, Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, character action
Yeah.
thing.
Uh,
I'm hyped for it. I know you're not interested.
it just looks a little bit funny to me. That's all.
This is the one
I
that had
think
cutscenes
sometimes
that I loved and you hated. Remember?
I think sometimes it's funny when games have male characters that are like hyper realistic, like in normal armor, just like
Guys.
guys, and then you have female characters that are like bouncing, breasting boobily everywhere with their skin tight suits and incredible hair. But
yeah, I don't think the character is too over sexualized, but she does look anime, and the guys don't look anime, which is odd.
yeah, it's just a little bit weird. This game is slated for 2024.
Well, fun fact: we're recording this December 17th. It is slated for 2023. They never have delayed it officially.
Oh,
So, do you think it's
Well-
gonna make it, Kelly?
sure, if they do a really fun surprise.
Well, this game's launching for $70, so I don't think $70 games are allowed to surprise launch.
Yeah. We'll see.
I'm
say
I want to play it, so
I'm going to say July 30th.
I'm gonna
2024.
I'm gonna say November 5th.
Oh, okay. All right. I see you.
I want it to be like March, but I don't think that's gonna happen because I think it looks really nice. Also, like the latest trailer that we saw, which like was September, but the latest footage we saw, it feels like they're taking a lot more Souls elements into it than I expected. Like it's almost like a blending of like Bayonetta and Souls, which could be really interesting if it's well done. So
Yeah. Next, hey, we got a Star Wars game. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
copyright.
Star Wars Outlaws. Oh, sorry.
We're out. Show's canceled.
Sorry. Star Wars Outlaws, which was first shown off at Summer Games Fest 2023.
No, Xbox, and then at Ubisoft.
Same thing.
It showed off during the summer.
In the summer. This game is slated for 2024. I think it's going to be a November release, a winter 2024 release. But I think it might get delayed.
Yeah.
I have some thoughts about this game, but we don't have to talk about it.
Just talk about the droid. just say it.
There's something really special about the droid.
Kelly's attracted to the droid in the trailer. Okay.
I don't know how to explain the way I feel.
Attraction.
Right. There's something about his energy and his tiny little waist.
Okay.
So I don't think I'll be playing this game just because I don't know. I mean, I think it's fun to have a Star Wars game that's not about Jedi.
Yeah, that's the thing for me. I don't care about the game, but at least it's different.
But it's like, if we consider, I don't know.
I think it looks fine, but like,
it doesn't look
I'm tired of Star
particularly
Wars.
remarkable. But
I'm invested in like the Jedi Survivor, like that plot line.
Right.
So I'll play that next game in a few years, but like, I don't. One every few years is more than enough for me.
Right.
It does have that droid though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Maybe. We'll see.
My guess
Maybe
is
I'll play it.
April 10th, 2025.
Wow. Oh, 2025. It's like, wow, that's like really soon.
No.
Oh, you really had me there.
Yeah, I was not trying to do that, so sorry.
That's okay. Our next game is a game that was very recently shown off. Well, announced at the Game Awards, and that is the Supermassive Behavior collaboration called The Casting of Frank Stone. This seems very definitively like a horror game, but I will say Supermassive games tend to release in the summer, do they not?
Oh, yeah.
So I almost feel like this is going to release in like July.
A good old
that would be
summer
very
horror.
That would be very soon. So if it's not July, I will say October. I think that makes sense. Or September, actually, I think makes more sense. They like to have a little runway with scary games.
I'm gonna stick to July. I would agree with
Okay.
you. I think July would be a great release for this.
Okay.
I'm excited for as somebody who like has a tiny bit of Dead by Daylight experience. Like I've played a bit for this show because of you, and then I hear about it all the time from you, and I like supermassive games when they do really well. I'm genuinely pretty excited for this game, and I think I probably will play it.
Yeah. I'm also very excited for this game. I'm a big fan of I think Behavior has a great team. I think they have great writers. I think they have great designers, and I think they have great community outreach, which is not important maybe not as important in a game like this, but
Still
I
important.
think yeah, still important. And I think having them team up with Supermassive is very exciting to me because I'm in the same boat. I enjoy Supermassive games. I really enjoyed The Quarry, and I love Until Dawn.
Who's
Those are
Corey?
like my two.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm done. You can finish the rest of the show yourself.
I just read your most anticipated list. Next on our list is Rise of the Golden Idol, again announced at the Game Awards. Lots of games were announced at the Game Awards. Jeez. I think this game will probably come out in like August. Late August. But I'm really excited for this game. I think it looks exceptional, and I loved Golden Idol. It's one of my Game of the Year candidates, as y'all know. So I just can't wait to hear more about it. It'll probably be one of those games where you don't hear about it until it's right around the corner, especially if Netflix is making it or producing it, because Netflix, at least with their shows, likes to be like, for some shows they tell you way in advance is on the way, but then you don't see like a trailer or anything until it's right around the corner, right? So
Yeah.
I feel like that might be the case here too. So
Yeah. What next, Andrew?
Oh, I thought you were gonna guess the release date.
Oh, sorry. I guess I hadn't really thought about it. Maybe I've been saying a lot of August.
August might be packed if we're right.
maybe like April.
Okay. Oh, that could work for like an
I
indie
feel
like
like
this.
it's not like it's not a
demanding.
crazy huge game, so it's like I don't think they would build up the hype so much. And I feel like April just sort of makes sense.
Yeah,
But we'll see.
I think you're kind of right. I hope you're right because I want to play it soon.
I like how you said, I think you're kind of right. Something about that really tickled me.
We've been recording for 3 hours. Let me breathe.
I know. I'm ordering dinner right now, just so you know. So if I'm a little distracted, that's why.
Just a little behind the scenes audience. When you're hearing this on January 3rd? When's this come out? I should know when this comes out.
I don't have a calendar on me right now.
I don't have a candle. On January 2nd, when you're hearing this, just know that at 6:54 p.m. on December 17th, Sunday, Kelly was ordering dinner.
I'm getting Wingstop.
Oh, I have just leftovers because I'm boring.
Well, that's okay. You save money.
I do save money, and I probably won't be spending a lot of money on the next game on our list. That's World of Goo 2. We talked about it a bunch on the Game Awards episode. I summoned this game from the ether, just like with Golden Idol. July.
Okay. I'm going to say June.
Okay. That one's just a stiff competition, ain't it? See which one of us is right. Watch it come out in like October.
Can you imagine?
Another game that's coming out in 2024 is The Wolf Among Us 2.
Sure. Let's say that. Let's say it's coming out in 2024. I think Telltale Games come out whenever. Well, Telltale Games came out whenever. It's really hard to guess for this game.
I mean, I have to guess.
I don't think it's coming out.
Yeah.
Period. But thinking optimistically, I guess I would say like maybe November. Maybe December. Games don't really come out in December, I feel.
Yeah.
So maybe December.
I don't feel comfortable giving it a release date because I don't think it's happening. I think this game will be canned.
I think it's sad because I love The Wolf Among Us. It was like my most anticipated, one of my more anticipated games back in like 2022 for 2023.
It was on your list.
But I think it may be a little bit DOA. Dead on arrival.
I don't think the A will ever happen. It's just dead. It's never going to arrive.
Yeah. I think it's just hard with Telltale. It's kind of like...
Yeah. Well, do you want to change the subject since we're both not confident at all in Wolf Among Us 2?
Yeah, what should we talk about?
Maybe the last game on our list.
I'm having visions of the last game on our list.
That's cool.
And I'm having visions of it coming out in July.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't say the name yet, but that's crazy. Visions of Mana. The newest entry. Vision of Mana. What? What'd I do?
Nothing.
Why are you laughing at me?
No, the way you said vision made me laugh. That's all.
Well, I'm glad I'm funny. I think this game looks really polished. We saw it at the Game Awards and it looked really, really polished. So I could see that. I was going to say like September, but a summer release date actually would kind of work for this. Yeah, I don't have a lot. We already talked about it plenty on the Game Awards episode. I just think it looks really pretty and the gameplay looks really quick and spicy. So hopefully it does come out and it's good.
You should be wary of your use of the word spicy.
Why?
Because on TikTok, when people say spicy, they mean like...
pornographic?
Yeah. Erotic.
Okay. It's not erotic. It's just, it looks fast and fun.
Yeah. Right.
What?
Nothing.
Come
We've been recording for 3 hours. Sometimes I just say, yeah, right, because I'm ready for the next topic.
I know, but you were just talking about pornographic stuff, so I'm nervous.
I wasn't. You make it sound like I was like, yeah. I was just trying to give you some helpful advice. Since I'm younger than you.
What?
And I'm up to date on all the trends.
Oh my God. Okay, before we... so we have a couple... We're going to talk about our most anticipated games, and we're going to talk about a certain Nintendo thing. But I just want to let the audience know, because Kelly made a joke about how we've been recording 3 hours. Kelly has a virtual background of a living room with a Christmas tree, because when we're recording it's December 17th, and a nice fireplace. And I was just staring at it and I was like, Kelly's room looks so nice.
It's so cozy in here. So festive.
And then I remembered that that's fake. Kelly's neck literally keeps disappearing because she's on the virtual background. And I didn't process that is a problem.
Well. Oh, my heart.
Oh, we've been recording for so long. I love it. Shut up.
Sorry.
You should be. I put something in here. I didn't even ask Kelly permission. I feel like there's a big gap in our discussions. And I personally think that is because the successor to Nintendo's console, the Nintendo Switch, is coming out next year. In my opinion, it's coming out next year. But we are not allowed to know about it yet because at time of recording, Christmas hasn't even happened. So Nintendo can't be talking about the Switch 2 when they're trying to sell Switch 1s, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Kelly, okay, maybe it's not happening, but can we just work off a presumption for a minute that it is and have some fun chat?
Sure.
When do you think... Okay, it's coming out. We know about it. When's it coming out?
May.
What? Wow. That'd be nutty.
I like to have fun.
I was set on... I think it's going to be September.
Okay.
Okay, first, what games do you think it'll launch with? And then what games do you think... Not all of them, just big ones. What games will it launch with within the first month or the first day? And then what games are coming out before year's end? Or franchises. You don't have to say specifics of the games, but what franchises will be represented?
I truly don't know. It's hard to say I think that it's hard when you think about like the mainline Nintendo games, Mario, Zelda, Smash, Mario Kart.
See, but I think you just named two that I think it will launch with 3D Mario.
Yeah.
I think holiday, they'll release Mario Kart 9.
9.
I think it'll probably be called something different. I think it'll probably be like Super Smash Kart. Like, not like just like the carrot. Like, I think they're going to, because they already started to dig into other Nintendo stuff. I think they'll probably call it, it'll still be called Mario Kart. They can't change that name. But like Mario Kart Ultimate, essentially.
Yeah.
But I think that'll be a holiday release.
Okay.
And I think there's going to be another holiday release, or at least between, if it comes out September, I think sometime between September, let's just say October, I think they're going to release a new Fire Emblem in the style of Three Houses.
Don't say it.
I think that.
Don't say it. I do think we're due for a new Fire Emblem. That's a little bit more Three House-esque.
Yeah, because I feel like they have two teams. I'm convinced.
I just can't imagine the same team that was writing for Three Houses was writing Engage, but that's because I have a personal vendetta against the writing of Engage.
It's also just stylistically and mechanically, everything about it is different.
Very different. Engage is like, tee, we're having fun. And Three Houses is like, send your child soldiers to war. It's like, okay. Yeah, I feel like I can see it. I can see what you're saying. I definitely think there's going to be a new Mario Kart, and I agree. I think it's definitely going to be Mario, Zelda, Splatoon, Animal Crossing, plus Friends. Crom. Just kidding.
That'd be funny.
I'm not kidding. I want to see him in a little car so bad. And
he's just in like a Honda Civic.
He's in the Mercedes.
Yeah, but it's like person sized.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a new Fire Emblem would be awesome. I can't imagine. I almost wonder. A part of me feels like they're going to go back and start remaking some of the old ones.
I almost feel like this might be unhinged. I feel like they might have a remake in the can for Switch. Remember how they were? Because remember how after Switch came out, they released Shadows of Valentia on 3DS?
Yes.
I feel like they might, let's say they announced the Switch 2 in March. Let's just say that, okay? For my hypothetical.
Okay.
And they have a big new Fire Emblem in October, November. I wouldn't be surprised if they just had something, Fire Emblem Echoes, and then a remake of Fire Emblem 4 or something.
Or like Radiant Dawn.
Or Radiant Dawn. Something like that, and release that in the summer for the Switch, because the Switch 2's on the way.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay,
Shadows of Valencia came out before Fates, right?
No, Shadows of Valentia came out after the Switch was already out.
Oh.
Shadows of Valentia came out, that was the weird thing, a 3DS game.
You're right.
And one of the best Fire Emblem games ever made.
You're right.
Straight up, I'll say that. Have you played Shadows? You haven't played it. You need to borrow that game from me. That game is so good.
I'm going to buy it from the Nintendo eShop.
That's comedy gold. That's so funny.
Sorry.
You're laughing so hard. Your camera is like wobbling.
Because my legs are up against my desk. So when I laugh, my body shakes and it shakes my desk.
Oh, I thought it was because the fire behind you was roaring so heartily.
I would love a new Fire Emblem game. I really would. I would love something.
I got you way too excited for this idea.
A little more serious. Well, I mean, I think it's due anyway. It's not something that I'm like, oh, we have to wait 10 years for a new Fire Emblem game. There's like a new Fire Emblem game every other year now. So
yeah,
I would enjoy that.
And the Switch, it's such a big franchise now. It could definitely launch the Switch really nicely.
Yeah.
Oh, Metroid Prime 4 is going to launch with the Switch too. I'd put so much money in that, but it's such a given now. It's not even fun to predict.
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry.
No, I agree with you. I can't think of any other titles. I mean, the only other titles I can think of are like Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
I don't think that
they'd
they
wait
would.
A couple years. Yeah.
I also think they would. They're gonna wait for the next global pandemic.
You mean cause the next global pandemic?
Yeah.
I think Animal Crossing needs at least like probably another like 2 to 3 years. Like, it was
Yeah.
such a phenomenon for all of 2020. I think 2026 would be the earliest they could do it.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're right, actually. Because if
like,
we really think
one
about it,
full
if the
year.
Switch came out 2024, then we would have a year in 2025 and then 2026. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, there's so much to consider with that. Like, the other thing is, like, will Switch 2, will it be backwards compatible? And if it is, does it up the quality of Switch games the same way that, say, PS5 does for PS4 games?
I don't think it's going to be backwards compatible.
You don't.
Mm-mm.
I almost feel like, okay, I guess we'll see what Nintendo's doing in like February, because the thing for me is, if Nintendo wants to keep releasing Switch games, what I'll say is I think they would have already started pumping the brakes more than they have on Switch if it wasn't backwards compatible. Like, if they really do, like, this Paper Mario remake, the Princess Peach, the Luigi's Mansion 2 remake, releasing those games a couple months before a Switch 2, especially if your May guess is right, and then you just can't play them on your new Switch, I almost feel
but
like...
you still have your old Switch.
Yeah, but I wonder if they will want them to, like... I don't know. I feel like the reason I bring it up is because I feel like they could also bolster their release calendar by being like, Tears of the Kingdom next gen patch, you know, and maybe charge $10 the same way that Sony does. Which I'm not saying it's a tactic I like. It's also one I don't think it fits them super well.
I was going to say, I don't know that they would do that, but
Hopefully
I see your
least,
vision.
Hopefully at least patches. Like, can you imagine playing like Tears of the Kingdom at like a rock solid 60 on Switch 2? Now that would be spicy.
Yeah. You have to stop saying that word.
Now I want to say it because you told me not to. But I am confident. I would put a little money on my guess of September.
Yeah, I think yours is probably more accurate. I only said mine because maybe they want to get it out before the summer. But I think it being a holiday adjacent release makes more sense.
Yeah, and September gives them enough room to launch with a couple games. Like, let's just say they launch with Mario and Metroid, and then they can release 1 or 2 games the next month, because they love doing that. Like, they released the Switch with Zelda, and then the next month they released ARMS and Mario Kart. And then the next month they launched with something, and then the next month they launched with Splatoon, and then the next month they launched with, like, they have like month to month planning clearly set aside for their consoles. So I feel like September would give them the wiggle room to have a decent chunk of games by Christmas, you know?
Yeah.
Where, like, okay, this family wants the new Mario game, hardcore gamers want Metroid, but the casuals are just going to get Mario Kart, you know?
Right.
So, and I feel like Mario Kart has to launch with it.
Yeah.
Mario Kart's just too big now. I feel like they gotta.
Yeah.
So, but this is all speculation. Maybe we should close out this episode by talking about things that are actually coming.
Yes.
Why don't you start? We both have 5 of our 5 most anticipated games ranked in ascending order. So why don't you get us started with your 5th game?
My 5th game is Princess Peach Showtime.
Yes.
I'm very excited for this game. Like I talked about earlier last episode.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's all blurring together. In my Christmas room. I love Miss Peach. She ate. And this game looks fun and cute. And that's really all you want out of a Princess Peach game.
Yeah.
Maybe a Romance Bowser minigame. I mean, what?
I think I should read my number 5 before you continue talking about that.
Please do.
My number 5 is Rise of the Golden Idol. The game looks good, but it's because I just played Case of the Golden Idol. I'm really into the series, and I cannot wait to play more. And I think the new setting is a really interesting idea, so I'm excited for that one.
Yes. My number 4 is the casting of Frank Stone, which we knew that there was going to be a Supermassive Behavior game for a long time. Didn't know what it was until like 2 weeks ago. So I'm very excited for this, as reasons as stated above in this very episode. above before in this very episode. I've been trapped in this Christmas room for 3 hours. All I can smell is Yuletide.
And your incoming Uber Eats.
And my DoorDash.
Sorry.
Not Uber Eats.
Forgive me. My fourth most anticipated game came out of nowhere for me, and that was Rise of the Ronin. I knew I was excited because I like Team Ninja, and I really, really liked Wolong in 2023. So a more open, story-driven kind of game seemed really cool to me. So that game kind of came out of nowhere, and I was very excited to find out about it, and excited to play it in March.
Yippee! I'm going to skip my number 3 and come back to it for now, and just go straight to my number 2, which I'm very excited for Dragon's Dogma 2. I played the original Dragon's Dogma back when it first came out on my Xbox 360, to give you just an impression of how long ago that was. Great game, and I'm super, super excited for the second one.
Me as well. I'm happy for them. And it's the same day as Rise of the Ronin, so that's fitting.
Yippee.
My number 3, I'm going to skip for a minute. We're skipping because we share my 3 is her 1 and her 3 is my 1, so that's why we're being weird. My number 2, another big surprise for me, is Metaphor Refantasio. We talked about this game earlier this episode, and I just think this game came out of nowhere in a lot of ways. The Persona team being permitted to make a completely different game, not in the Persona series, is cool in its own right, but the last time we saw it, it just looked absolutely incredible, and I'm really, really thrilled to play it. I know Kelly and I have like different things we look for in Persona games, but I'm sure we will both have a lot of fun playing this later this year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So how do we want to do this? Should I talk about my number 1 and your number 3?
Yeah, just as a repeat, Kelly's going to say her number 1. Mm-hmm. It was my number 3. And then I'll say my number 1, and that was Kelly's number 3. So go ahead, Kelly. What's your number 1 most anticipated game of 2024?
My number 1 most anticipated game of 2024 is Persona 3 Reload. And what's so great about it is I don't even have to wait very long.
1 month.
1 month. I've talked about this game so much. I don't feel like I need to say anything more beyond that. I feel like I've been waiting my whole lifetime for this. I literally bought a PSP so I could play Persona 3. Because I did have a PlayStation 2, but I was scared that my parents were going to find me playing Persona 3 on the TV, and I didn't want that to happen, so I bought a PSP and I bought Persona 3 Portable.
Yeah, for the spicy bits.
Yeah, like the Persona Mara.
Oh, the
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I'm really excited for it as well. It's crazy to me that like day of release on this episode, it's 1 month from now. Like this, it's January 2nd. It comes out February 2nd. Oh my God. We talked about it so much last episode, so I'm not going to get into it either. But like, it's also really exciting. I'll say for my number 1 and your number 1, having games that are right around the corner. Because I feel like almost like every other year we're always talking about like some crazy far off game, not crazy, but like far off game. You know, we're just thinking about something that's several months away. But yours is 1 month, and mine is 1 month and change. My number 1 and Kelly's number 3 is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yippee!
I feel like if you listen to last episode, I went on like a rant. I was pumped for this game, so I don't think it surprises anybody that it's my most anticipated game.
Yippee!
So, and that game's out, what, February 27th?
29th.
9th.
It's the leap year. Are you serious? We had a whole thing about this.
Kelly, that was an hour. That was 2 hours ago.
For our listeners, it was 2 weeks ago.
It was 1 week ago.
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know what?
I don't know where we are. I don't know what time it is.
I know where you are.
I don't know who we are.
You're in the Christmas room.
I'm going to leave this up year round.
I don't think Google will let you. I'm pretty sure Google will just take that like special temporary thing away.
That's really messed up. I already said it.
So, with that, our 2024 preview is a wrap.
Yay! Bow, ba-da, bow, bow, ba-da.
Why are you singing Indiana Jones?
I don't know.
We did all of our sappy stuff last episode because last episode was the end of the year. I think when did I say that we will be covering news again. Oh, so we started recording on December 17th, and I said in the Game of the Year special that that's why we're not covering any news. But we will be back to tell you on January 9th some exciting news. That's when we'll be back for our regularly scheduled... What did I just say?
Regularly scheduled.
Regularly scheduled programming. So we'll tell you what we played over our break. I repeat, if you're a new listener, because we've had a really exciting influx lately, thank you for being here. I really hope that you've been enjoying what you've been listening to. I hope that I didn't scare you away with any of my weird noises. I know Kelly is scared of that as well.
Yes.
So I have no idea what I'm talking about. And like we said, we've been doing this for 3 hours. I made a comment to Kelly before we started. I said, okay. Game of the Year episode's going to be 30 minutes. Okay? And then part 1 of 2024 preview is going to be like 40 tops. And then part 2, like 30. All of them were an hour.
Happens to the best of us.
We are the best of us.
We are the cast. I mean, thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. We're so excited that you're here with us in 2024, and so excited to keep doing this show. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great week. I hope your January is off to a great start. And your 2024 is off to a great start. Happy New Year. Thank you. Bye.